I'm Xiaoxiao. Welcome to my channel, Xiaoxiao Yarn. The chrysanthemum, or kiku in Japanese, was introduced to Japan in the 5th century and was adopted by the royal family. In the Edo period, the kiku pattern was widely spread in the general public and has been used for all kinds of practical purposes, including in sashiko. Today, I'd like to share with you how to make these beautiful sashiko kiku patterns from scratch. Mysterious they may look, both patterns are very beginner-friendly. Part 1. Warikiku. Warikiku literally means split chrysanthemum. You usually see the pattern in quarter circle and with 6 petals. It is a very practical pattern to reinforce and decorate the corners of the fabric. You often see it being used for furoshiki, the Japanese wrapping cloth. I also use it to mend the corners of my shirts, to put it on my kitchen towel or hand towel, or make a nice coaster with it. Part 2. Make the template. I'll use this quarter template of a 24-petal chrysanthemum as an example. Firstly, fold your paper into 3 equal parts diagonally. Trust me, your eyes would be enough. Then fold it again. Find a coin, slide it to the position where it fits the diameter, and draw along the curve. Then I'll glue the paper onto a cardboard and cut. And here is your 6-petal Warikiku split chrysanthemum template that you can use for your whole life or even pass it to your next generation. You can make different sizes of template by using different sized coins. You can also make 4 or 3-petal Warikiku templates. Part 3. Warikiku with tassel. Draw the pattern. Fix the corner of your template to the frame corner, trace the curve, and eventually link the curves to the corner. Then, mark a curve with a small coin very close to the corner point and a bigger one a bit further. I'm using 2-layered fabric for a small sized furoshiki. You can check out my hanafukin preparation video to see how this 2-layer fabric is done. The link is in the description. So the pattern. I'll start with the first petal. I need a length of 2 straight lines of 11 cm and a curve of about 5 cm. Then you want to add 20 cm of tassel on each side. If you're using carded thread, doing this will help getting rid of the bending marks. Start at the corner, maneuver your needle to the first curve mark, skip the gap and go to the next mark directly, then continue. Measure 20 cm for the tassel and keep sewing. Here is the first petal of your Warikiku. For the rest 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petals, you need a length of one side plus the curve, the tassel, and an extra 10 centimeters. I like preparing same length of thread all at once. Same, start at the corner. Keep the same length for the tassel. Sew till you reach the previous curve. Here you want to stab your needle at where the existing stitch ends. And come out from the wrong side. You'll find it's right at the point where the wrong side stitch starts. Then, overlap a few stitches from the wrong side only. Give it a check. Eventually, pass your needle and thread between the 2 layers and let your needle come out at one of the stitches. In this way, your extra thread stays neatly to the side. If you're dealing with 1-layer fabric, you can just overlap a few stitches from the front and keep some extra thread at the wrong side. Repeat till you finish. If you want to add more volume to the primary Kiku pattern, you can add these stamens. Draw the length as you wish. Add the length over the tassel and about 5 cm extra thread. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make a knot. And sew. Then, make a braid with your tassel. You can also split the thread with your needle to make the tassel fluffy. Part 4. Early Kiku without tassel. If you want to use this Sashiko pattern only for reinforce the corner or for visible mending, you can make one without tassel. Use the same way to draw the pattern, omit the circles at the corner. Then you want to plant the root a bit differently. I'll split the 6 petals into 3 parts and sew each part like this. Start a few stitches before the extra starting point. Tack in some extra thread between the 2 layers and sew towards plant direction. Here, you want to overlap the stitches till you arrive at the next curve. And keep sewing. To finish, just go over a few stitches from the back. Stick in a needle at the turning point will help you avoid distorted corners. And tuck your extra thread. Here you go. And finally, Kiku and half Kiku. If you made yourself a full petal template, you can also create the original 16 petal Kiku pattern with it. I also like the very poetic half Kiku pattern. It is a lot of fun figuring the root out by yourself, so I'll leave the puzzle to you. Just keep it in your mind, there's no right or wrong, you just want to plan out the most efficient route. If you made any Kiku related pattern you learned from this video, please add me on Instagram, I'll make sure to check them out. Also, you're always encouraged to buy from your local stores, but if you can't, I have Amazon links of the supplies in the description. If you find this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Happy stitching! See you soon!